All right, folks, we should be recording. Let's take a look, make sure. We are. So what we're going to do is we're going to get on the motorcycle and we're going to be talking about, let's see what our agenda is today. Let's zip this up in here real quick. So the agenda today, we're going to be talking about 8 reasons atheism is stupid and 8 reasons I chose Christianity. So let's start the motorcycle and then we'll do a quick walk around, shall we? Quick safety check. 8 reasons atheism is stupid and 8 reasons that I chose Christianity. Okay, so I always start off the video this way. You guys know how we do it. I always ask a question. Would you believe me if I said there was an explosion and we were just lucky and all the pieces of the motorcycle came together? But it took a long time for that to happen. Would you believe that? Of course you wouldn't. Then how can a rational person believe that even the human hand, the eyeball, our respiratory system, our inner skeleton, our brain, all of our arteries, our veins, just all came together by luck? This is one of the dumb things that atheists believe in. So what we're going to be doing, we're going to be going through 8 things that are stupid that atheists believe, and then 8 reasons why I left atheism and why I'm a Christian. And we're going to be taking this motorcycle that is a product of intelligent design. This is the Kawasaki Z1000. This is my favorite motorcycle that I've ever had. God's blessed me with a lot of motorcycles. I had an R1 prior to this one, and believe it or not, I like this one better. This is a 1043cc motor, the product of intelligent design, by the way, and liquid cooled, fuel injected. So let's get on. I like to say, check this out. It's the type of motorcycle that Darth Vader would ride if he rode motorcycles. Check this out. Doesn't it look like the type of motorcycle that Darth Vader would ride? Oh, another thing too, check this out. It has the eject button, the all-important eject button, and it has the Akropovic exhaust. And I don't know if you're going to get this audio from the camera, but I'll open up the visor because I have a microphone inside. This is the best sounding exhaust of any motorcycle I've ever had. All right, let's get on. So, you ready for this? We're going to be going to a downtown village here that's always really crowded, and also I possibly through some wine country. So number 1 on the list, evolution. This is why I left atheism, because evolution doesn't explain how things got here in the first place. It just talks about how things change after the fact, after they're created. So if you're ever talking to an atheist, I'm going to give you a little tip. If you ask them, for example, well, how did humans come about? By just luck and chance. Sometimes they'll say, well, evolution. But then what you say is, yeah, but evolution really doesn't explain it. Explain to me how it happened. And then they'll say, well, it took billions of years. They'll say time did it. Well, that's the lamest, hey, it wants us to do a U-turn over here. That's the lamest response ever, that it took time. That's not even an answer. If I went to a restaurant and brought you back some food and you said, how was this created? And I said, well, it took me 15 minutes to go pick it up. you would say, Shock, you're not explaining to me how the food was created. You're just telling me that it took a certain amount of time. So when you're debating very friendly with our sweet, cuddly, huggable, lovable atheist friends, you got to try this church, it said. This is what you ask them, and then say, how did it happen? They'll never be able to explain to you how it happened. As they say, evolution. Okay, explain to me the whole process. How did it happen by luck and chance that we were created? Explain to it. And they'll never be able to. They'll say, well, it's evolution. But explain the whole process. Because evolution does not claim that we were created by evolution. It talks about how we changed after we're created. Okay, it's telling us to go Jedediah Smith. What an epic name. This, where we're going, is one of the most beautiful parts of California, wine country. So, this is one stupid thing that atheists will rely on evolution. Evolution doesn't explain away God. Evolution doesn't explain how we got here. It lacks explanatory scope. So, what has more explanatory scope? It's telling us to go left here. Chance did it, or intelligence did it? Intelligence did it. Just like the motorcycle analogy that we used when we got here. So, it's interesting that the evolutionist really is a creationist. Hear me out. They believe that something created us, but they believe that it was like magic with no design. They will say, from the dirt, out of the dirt, we were created. Now, I would agree with them. Scripture says, I would agree partly with them. Scripture says that out of the earth, God created us, but it is more rational to believe that it was guided by God than just magically out of the earth we were created. Oh, cool. No stop sign here. Let's get on it. So we're supposed to be going to a place that's really, really crowded, and there's a motorcycle barbecue grill, bar and grill type of thing. We're going to be going by there. I'm not going to stop because we have the video to do, but we'll check out some motorcycles. We'll drive through the parking lot. Now, atheists will say that God is a magic man in the sky, and this is another reason why I left atheism, because no Christian I ever met believes in a magic man in the sky. In fact, Carl Gallups, I hope I pronounced your name right, Carl, he wrote a book. He had written a book called The Magic Man in the Sky, and it basically debunks all the atheist stupid arguments. You should look for the magic man in the sky. I got a copy of it. Excellent book. But atheists will say, well, I don't believe in a magic man in the sky, and neither does Carl, and neither does any Christian believe in a magic man in the sky. So that's just really stupid. We believe that God is spiritual. He's not, like the atheists say, a magic man in the sky. That is one giant cross. I love that this town says to hell with political correctness and just puts this giant cross right there on the corner. Okay. So the next one, chance, I should say, created everything. This is what atheists say. We started off with this. Really? Really? You guys believe that, the atheists believe that chance did it? Really? No. I can't believe that even a dog was here by chance. Imagine this. Now we're downtown here. And then after this, we're supposed to hit the wine country. We're probably going to run this till the battery dies on this GoPro. I cannot believe that there was a massive explosion that atheists say was caused by nothing and for no purpose, and then over billions of years your dog Poochie Woochie popped out. I'm sorry, I just can't believe that. This is why I am a Christian. Design and intelligent design has more explanatory scope than chance did it. This guy has a Slipknot shirt on. You ever hear Slipknot? We're gonna rock your world, we're gonna rock your world. That guy's like at the end of his concert, he's like, does anyone have a secret? I knew someone that knew the lead singer of Slipknot. He was his cousin's uncle's roommate. Okay, so anyways, that's dumb to say that chance created everything. Again, in debate after debate after debate, the more rational side in debate, like when Dr. William Lane Craig defeated Christopher Hitchens, for example, I'm going to put all these debates below here, you'll notice that the majority of people side with creation because it has more explanatory scope. Remember when John Lennox defeated Richard Dawkins? You can look right below here. I'll put that debate down here. They said because creation has more explanatory scope than chance. All right, let's see what else is on the list. They'll say, atheists will say that atheism is good, but when I look at, let's go over here. This is the motorcycle place. We're just going to do a quick stop here. When I look at all the good that Christianity has done, let's go before this lady goes. You know how Jesus came and died? There's not that many motorcycles here. This is that place. How you doing, brother? That's a hard punch. That's how you punch. So it's not too crowded right now, but around Christmas and everything, this place gets real crowded down here. The atheist regimes of Kim Jong-il, Stalin, Pol Pot, and also the Khmer Rouge, they murdered and raped hundreds of millions of people, murdered in the name of atheism. Now, where's this taking us? If you look at the teachings of atheism, hey, we're going to wine country. That's next on. They send me these GPS things to go to on the on my GoPro, and then I go there and I do these recordings. See, we have a plan on how to do these recordings based on intelligent design, but when you look at what atheism teaches, no turn on red, 4 to 6 Monday through Friday. Okay, so I can go. Okay. We have to go 6 miles, so we're going to have to make up for lost time here. When you look at what Jesus Christ taught, love your neighbor as yourself, turn the other cheek, and of course, oh good, I thought there was an accident here. I'm glad no one's hurt, but I'm also glad that I don't have to wait through that accident. So I'm going to take you guys on some beautiful, as long as the battery lasts, some beautiful, absolutely stunning wine country roads. So if you look at what Jesus taught, he taught goodness, he taught kindness, he taught love. Remember when they were going to stone the whore, and he said, look, let he who is without sin be the first to cast a stone. You know, he didn't say what she did was right, but you notice how he defended her. And see, he can't do that, but I can. His motorcycle's too big. 5 miles. Yeah, we got to make up for lost time, so let's get on it. So anyways, when someone does something evil in the name of Christianity, it's not consistent with the teachings of Jesus Christ to love your neighbor as yourself, honor your mother and father, and things like that. It's not consistent with Christianity. But when someone murders someone and just treats them like an animal, that is consistent with atheism. Do you know there's a video, I'm going to put it right below this video here, and it's called Sheep Among Wolves. Let me get in front of this guy real quick. Sheep Among Wolves, chapter 2, and there's a story in it, a true story, where this girl, her dad is atheist, and the dad has a business partner because he's all obsessed about money, and he has his business partner that he didn't know, but the business partner actually raped his daughter. So the daughter of the atheist dad goes up to the atheist dad, you can hear this true story right below here, and tells him what the business partner did, and the atheist dad beats the daughter instead. Atheists, I'm telling you, are evil people. But here's the thing. Was the atheist dad being consistent with atheism? Or was he inconsistent? Well, he was consistent, because on atheism, all morals are subjective. And if the atheist dad wants to beat his daughter that was raped by his business partner, and after all, if we're all just animals, and who is the daughter to complain? So, let me ask this dude if wine country's up here. Hey brother, is wine country up here? The wine?
You're gonna run right into it.
Awesome. So I just stay here.
Yeah, 2 miles.
Awesome. Cool. He said we're gonna run right into it. So anyways, that is consistent with, man, that bike's shaking a lot. That is consistent with atheism. But would it be consistent with Christianity? Of course not. So, anyways, let's look at the next thing. So, atheism is not good. It is evil. Do you know the majority of atheists vote Democrat? A huge majority of atheists vote Democrat. What does that tell you? Do you know the majority of atheists voted for Hillary Clinton? Liar, liar, pantsuit on fire. What does that tell you? Atheists don't want to make America great again. Okay, so now let's talk about lacking explanatory scope. You know, whenever you're in a debate with atheists, let's speed up here and catch up with this guy. Whenever you're in a debate with atheists, you'll notice that atheism lacks explanatory scope. It doesn't explain all the design, but Christianity does. It makes sense, and it falls in line with Christianity, just like a piece to the puzzle. It falls in line perfect with Christianity, that we have a designer. So atheism lacks explanatory scope, and that goes on to my next question here. See, there are good reasons to be a Christian, so I'm going to go through this with you. We memorized it, but it might take you a while to memorize it, but write down the word alive. Jesus is alive, A-L-I-V-E. And it makes sense to believe that Christianity is true and Jesus is alive when you go ahead and you look at what actually happened in history. So in history, it's been proven that people were claiming that they saw Jesus Christ alive immediately after his crucifixion. It didn't take a year for them to say it. Immediately after the crucifixion, they were claiming that they saw Jesus Christ alive, the appearances. And the women also that went to the tomb claimed to see Jesus Christ alive. And you know what? He said I'm going to run into it, but I'm in the wrong lane. Let's see how I can do this. Hopefully this person lets me stay here without too much of a complaint. So you have the appearances of Jesus Christ immediately after his resurrection. We have historical documents where people said that. Now, this is a cumulative case. If I told you that in front of this car is a Toyota Tacoma truck, and I started saying, look, here's the manual to the truck, look at the badges on the back of the truck bed, say, you know, Toyota, and I'm going through all these things, and after a while there's so much cumulative evidence that it makes logical sense to say it's a Toyota Tacoma, and there's so much cumulative evidence to believe that Jesus Christ did die and rise from the dead. So you have the appearances. L in the word alive stands for low status of women. Most made-up stories, if you're going to make up a story in that culture, you would not have used men because the testimony of women was not considered as credible as, you would not use women in that time. If you wanted to make up a story, you would use men. You would say that Peter was the first at the tomb, or heck, anyone but the women. You could say Mark was the first at the tomb. But in all the Gospels, they do not contradict each other. It's the women that are first at the tomb, and it actually says that the men were scared. The women are the first at the tomb, so you have a level of embarrassment that and this is what historians love. They found literal pay dirt when you have a level of embarrassment. Hey, we're going through the wine country. Beautiful. So you have the low status of women at that time. Surely any made-up story would have the men finding the tomb. I is for the immediate proclamation. I can't snap my fingers, but immediately people were claiming Jesus rose from the dead. It didn't happen 70 years later. Immediately you have them claiming Jesus Christ rose from the dead. And then V is the voluntary suffering. Would you die for a lie if you knew it was a lie? This is absolutely stunning. Would you die for a lie if you knew it was a lie? So all the disciples chose, when faced with death, all of them chose to die for the truth that they saw Jesus Christ resurrected. Even one of them, John, chose death, but they couldn't kill him. They tried to boil him in oil. And John was spared to pen Revelation. So, would you die for a lie? Now, sometimes people will say, well, what about the 911 hijackers? Well, they actually killed people. The disciples weren't going around killing people. The 911 hijackers they really believe that they're going to inherit the virgins. Now, they're going to be surprised when they see all the virgins are male virgins with mustaches. Just terrifying. Okay, hold on here. I'm not familiar with this area, so I'm going to guess we're going to go this way. the 911 hijackers just proved my point. They really believe that they're going to inherit these virgins, howbeit male virgins. But nevertheless, they didn't witness Muhammad rise from the dead. They're just doing what they're doing because they've been told that by their leaders. The disciples chose to die horrible deaths because they saw Jesus Christ killed and resurrected again. And then E is for the empty tomb. Everyone agrees that the tomb was empty. So this is definitely a very good cumulative case. You don't even have to beg it into existence. You have all these things, the appearances, the low status of women, the immediate proclamation that Jesus Christ rose from the dead, the voluntary suffering, plus the empty tomb. What does atheism have? This is all atheism has. Well, I lack a belief of God. Wow, that's a limp-wristed response. When I ask atheists, provide me with some proof and evidence that atheism is accurate and correct, they have this limp-wristed response of, well, I'm not claiming God doesn't exist. I just lack a belief. I'm a stupid, wimpy atheist. So, that goes to the next thing. So this is why I'm a Christian, based on the confirmation of the Holy Spirit within my life. I know, and I know that I have the Holy Spirit within me. I know that I have a soul. I know that I have free will. Atheists don't even believe they have free will, which is another stupid thing. That atheists really do believe in a lot of stupid things. So, I've been challenging atheists. Guys, it's October now. And then we have November and December. We have less than 3 months left. And no atheist has been able to answer the Shock of God challenge. Here is the challenge that puts the fear of God into the atheist. What proof and evidence can you provide as a sweet, cuddly, huggable, lovable atheist that would finally, at last, prove that atheism is accurate and correct? What proof and evidence do you have? I'm wondering when this person's going to turn. And you know, when the Atheist Experience show was asked that, they bowed their head in shame. And they said, well, we're not claiming God doesn't exist. We just lack a belief. Well, I lack the belief that you lack a belief. Checkmate. I seriously believe that the atheists know God exists, but they are suppressing the truth in their unrighteousness. Just like Scripture says. Hey, it's telling me to go left here. Okay, I don't know where it's taking us here. So, another reason why I am so confident, very humbly confident, that Christianity is true, the negation to Christianity... Go ahead, brother. The negation to Christianity would be atheism, wouldn't it? But atheists cannot prove that atheism is accurate and correct, and they don't give any positive arguments showing that atheism is true. Lack of evidence is not evidence. Do you know Godless Engineer failed the Shock of God challenge? The #1 most subscribed to atheist on YouTube, yes, the Banana Man, the amazing atheist. I call him the amazingly hellbound atheist. I'm not happy about it, but I call it like I see it. I'm just the messenger. Don't shoot the messenger. The amazingly hellbound atheist was not able to answer the question. Aaron Ra, or Aaron Ra, whatever, was not able to answer the question. This is absolutely beautiful America. Thunderfoot was not able to answer the question. I haven't had one atheist. You know, Richard Dawkins failed the question. He said, well, we're not claiming a God doesn't exist. We just lack belief in it. Well, that's not good enough, because I lack belief that you lack belief. So put that in your pipe and smoke it. So what else we got? So by the way, the fact that we have 2 more months. I've been challenging atheists for 10 years, and we have 2 more months for atheists to answer the Shock of God challenge. 2 more months, because we have this month and then November, December, and you better hurry, atheists. Time's a-fleeting here. So we have a gradual left corner up here. Now, another thing too, another reason why I'm not an atheist is because they believe that absence of evidence is evidence of absence. Let me explain. How you doing, brother? You see that? Let's get up here. See this white truck in front of me? I have absolutely, let's speed up, speed limit 50. I have absolutely no evidence that that truck has a cell phone in its vehicle. So here's a question for you, especially if you're an atheist, play along. Let's see if you could think rational just once in your life. Just once. Here's the question. Is it rational to say A, there is no cell phone in the car, in the truck in front of us, or B, there is a cell phone in the truck, or C, there may or may not be a cell phone in the truck? If you said C, you are right. It is irrational to say there is no cell phone in the truck, because the guy could have a cell phone in the truck. Seriously, guys, this is like heaven here. Just the greens and even some of the blues around here, just beautiful. I gotta ride on this road some more. So atheists cannot say because they don't see God with their eyes, therefore God doesn't exist. That's so stupid. There's more things that exist that the atheist has not seen with their eyes than there are things that exist that the atheist has seen with their eyes. I repeat, there's more things that exist that the atheist has not seen with their eyes than there are things that exist that the atheist has seen with their eyes. So it is not enough to say that you lack a belief because you don't see something. What would you say if I were to tell you that right now when I'm, driving here, there's classical music playing? Can you hear it? What would you say to that? What would you say if I told you there's rock and roll music playing and the song Stairway to Heaven has played right across here? What would you say? And what would you say if I responded to you like this? If you said, Shock, but I don't hear it. And I said, that's because you're not tuned in. Well, what if we got a radio and we tuned in to the right frequency? Even though you cannot see these radio waves here with the radio, this is absolutely stunning. I'm telling you, it's like being in heaven here. This is just a blast. Even though you cannot see those radio waves, if you had a radio, if we tuned into the right frequency, you'd be able to hear classical music, all those radio waves going through the air. There literally is a whole world around us that we cannot see. You know what's really interesting? It's a trip. They were asking Jesus, when is the kingdom of heaven going to arrive? Where is this kingdom of heaven? And Jesus said, the kingdom of heaven does not come by observation. The kingdom of heaven is within you, within your midst. Some people believe, like I believe, that if we were able to see it, we would actually see spiritual beings. We would be able to see demonic beings. There is a prophet in Scripture that was able to see actual angelic beings. And then he prayed for another prophet to be able to see these things, and he too was able to see them. So your eyes cannot see, because they cannot see these things because they cannot see spiritual things. Just like the radio is not, all right, let's pick this up here. Just like the radio is not on and not picking up those airwaves, you're not going to be able to hear it. It doesn't mean it's not there. Absence of evidence is not evidence of absence. Remember the cell phone in the truck. So it is not enough. This is why atheists never, ever win debates when it comes to the topic, does God exist? Why? Because if you line up, how you doing, brother? If you line up all the arguments, and it wants us to go left here, never been here before. If you line up all the arguments on one side of the paper for God's existence, and all the arguments against God's existence on another side of the paper that has the arguments for God's existence will have all types of things on it. The cosmological argument, the prophecies that came through Jesus Christ, the fact that DNA is empirical proof of design. Empirical proof, no doubt. DNA killed the neo-Darwinian theory of evolution. It's toast. Well, what do you expect from Darwin? I mean, he rode a horse and buggy to work. What type of scientist should we believe they're riding a horse and buggy? So, we've got a car coming up behind us. I want to make sure I'm not going over the speed limit. So, absence of evidence is not evidence of absence. So, if you're in a debate with an atheist and you ask them this, it's so fun to see them squirm. We love the atheist, but it is our job to point out how full of crap atheism is. Yeah, I said it. How full of crap atheism is. That's our job. Okay, it just dropped me off here. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull over when we get a chance, because I'm going to go to Starbucks, and we're going to go downtown Starbucks. Another, some other stupid things. Have you ever noticed atheists always bash God, but they never bash Satan? Who's your daddy? Who's your daddy, atheist? We know who your daddy is. Oh, stop sign. Is there a stop sign here? No stop sign. So let's get to a place to park where we can go back to Starbucks. You know, can I talk to you guys a little bit about Ray Comfort and the banana thing? You know that Ray Comfort has this comedy routine he does. I've seen him do it, where he gets the banana and he goes, and you see how the banana is perfectly shaped for our hand, and it points into our mouth when we're going to eat it, and then he turns it around the other way and acts like it's not pointing to him. Let's go over here. We're going to pull off here. Hold on. Because I'm going to put in that Starbucks thing. You got to be careful here that you don't skid out. Okay, hold on. I have this phone, see these fingers, where I can actually, it's sensitized to the screen, and I could actually touch it, and it works. Just don't shut the phone off. All right. 8 miles, so we're going to get on it. So, anyways, the atheists are very similar to Democrats. Remember when Trump was joking about Russia, if you have Hillary's emails, you know, please. Remember how Hillary bleached her emails and got rid of them? And everyone laughed. He said it, Trump was joking, but you know, liberals, leftists have no sense of humor. We got to get on it, guys. We're going to run out of battery time. Well, this is what happened to Ray Comfort. I've actually talked to Ray Comfort on the phone. I've had him on my radio show. You can look right below here to listen to when we had tons of guests. I think we had 12 guests at one time on the call-in radio show with Ray Comfort. And Richard Dawkins was saying negative things about Ray Comfort. So, but anyways, to get back to this Ray Comfort thing, so he would use the banana thing. It was like a joke, you know. It's like how I say, well, even though I'm more serious about it, I say, why do atheists bash God but never Satan? Well, Ray Comfort would do this kind of like a stand-up routine where he would talk about how the banana is intelligently designed to fit in the hand, and then everyone's cracking up. The Christians get it, right? We're all laughing. And he goes, and look how it just peels real easy. It comes in its own container. And then he says, and look how it's facing you. And you know how the banana's curved towards your face. He goes, unless of course, and then he turns it around and it's like facing away, and he acts like he's having a hard time eating the banana. And everyone got that it was a joke. But what the atheists did, very similar to what the Democrats did to Trump, is they turned it around and they made it like he was like dead serious about this banana thing, and because they can't take a joke. And so it just shows you the desperate measures that atheists have to go to. You know, while we're going there, I'll tell you about some funny things in debates. I'll put some debates I've had below here. One debate that I had, it was probably the most famous person on YouTube, atheistic-wise, because most of the atheists are cowards. They don't want to debate. But believe it or not, Steve Shives said, okay, I'll debate. And so we debated, and he admitted very humbly, as I bow my head to the ground, very humbly, he admitted that I won that debate. And the way that I won is I actually brought arguments, and the debate topic that you choose is very important. Don't choose a topic where you're just on the defense and you can't be on the offense. So the topic was a neutral topic: does God exist? So the way I won the debate is I brought positive arguments for the existence of God, and Steve brought no arguments against the existence of God. He even admitted, I'm not bashing Steve or anything, but he admitted that, yeah, God can exist. So when you go into a debate and the topic is, does God exist? And your opponent, me, I'm bringing up all these reasons why we should believe God exists, and the atheist is even admitting that God can't exist, and they're not debunking any of my arguments, nor are they bringing up any reasons why we should think God doesn't exist. I can't only help but win the debate. What other outcome do you think there would be? So definitely listen to that debate right below here. you're allowed to put that on your channel. It's called, very humbly speaking, Shock of God Defeats Atheist Steve Shives in Debate. Now, Steve did a great job at parroting the old, outdated things that atheists always say, like they lack a belief. Wait a minute. I lack a belief in God. I'm a limp-wristed atheist. That's the lamest thing ever that atheists say. I lack a belief. You know why they say that? They say they lack a belief because they lack arguments against the existence of God. That's why they say that. That's the only thing that they can come up with that they lack, that they say that they don't lack. Well, at least I have a lack of belief that God exists. That's what they'll say, because they lack arguments. Another debate I was in, you guys heard it, there was a Christian radio show and they asked me to go on the show and debate, and I love the debate topic, does God exist? I'm not going to go on a debate where I just have to defend and the other side doesn't have to defend. Or the other side can just attack and I don't get to attack. I want a level playing field, and the topic, does God exist, is a level playing field, because they have to bring reasons why God doesn't exist and I bring reasons why God does exist. So I was in this debate and there was this guy that I was debating and I totally ripped him a new one. It was so bad that the guy started calling me an idiot. Whoa, that was close. Don't want to tap those mirrors. So lane splitting is legal in California. How long have we been filming? 47 minutes approximately. I might edit some out. So anyways, I'm in this debate, 4 more miles, so we'll be there pretty quick. I'm in the debate and he's saying that morals are subjective. So this is another reason why I'm not a Christian. I don't believe, like atheists believe, that that guy at the country western concert that shot everyone with a rifle, I don't believe that there's nothing wrong with that, like atheists say. They say, well, it was subjective to him, there's nothing wrong with it. So I believe it's wrong no matter what, whether he does it or someone else does it. So to be an atheist, I'm sorry, I have morals where I can't be an atheist and say that going to the country western concert and blowing everyone away with the gun is subjective. No, I believe it's evil. Atheists don't. They believe it is subjective. I don't believe that rape is subjective. I believe it's evil every time. So when I'm in this debate with this guy, I said I'm going to get him to admit on radio that he doesn't believe rape is objectively wrong. So either way I win. If he... Is this guy going left or no? He's... Either way I win. If he says, yeah, rape's always wrong, I win. If he says, well, it's subjective, then I win, because everyone that's normal, the non-atheist, they look like, oh my gosh, this atheist guy is saying on atheism there's nothing wrong with rape. It's perfectly okay. Do you know this is why the majority, what was it, like 70% or something? A huge majority of atheists are men. Did you know that? I think it was like 70% of all atheists are men. It's hard to... It says police here. Right here. I don't see any police. There must be one here. On Waze, it shows that there's a police officer up here with the radar. So, on the serious side of things, how could someone not be a Christian when you study Jesus Christ? How could someone not fall in love with this epic, amazing, shocking person of Jesus Christ? He is awesome. And you know what? I've never seen someone say, since I become an atheist, I'm happier and I'm healthier and all this other stuff. Do you know it's been proven that Christians are healthier than atheists and Christians are happier than atheists? And the highest suicide group is the atheists. Atheists have a higher suicide risk than Christians do. You know, we got to be careful down here, because one time I was down here and they do a lot of these political activities down here, and there were little people down here, you know, midgets. You'll see like a big sign. I'll see, well, little, it's like a little sign, but you know, big to them. And I pulled up there, and I'm not shy about getting on the microphone and camera and talking to these people. Look below here when I pull up next to a motorcycle rider and I ask him, do you think atheism's stupid? You'll see what his answer is right below this video. So I go up to these little people and I said, what is this? Is this like a midget group? And you would have thought I said the F word. Hey, what's your name? You can call me Shock, I said. And they said, we don't say the M word around here. I go, what, midget? They go, they want to be called little people. So I go, I don't see what the big deal is. And they said, well, Shock, it's like this. To us, it's like you're saying the N word, like N as in Nancy. And they gave me this literature, and it was like how to address little people and stuff the correct way. Everything's so politically correct out here. So the little guy, I can't say the M word, he gives me the literature, and I look at it, and I look at him, and I'm thinking, California is so crazy. So I gave it back to him, and I said, midget, please. Midget, please. Midget, midget. Have you guys noticed that everyone's so argumentative? Seriously, everyone's so argumentative lately. Take a chill pill.